A small grassy hill overlooking a massive expanse of land. On this plateau sits a director's chair. Next to the director's chair sits a bottle of champagne and two glasses. Robert is standing and surveying the scene before him. He is in his early 30s. He wears jeans, boots, a baseball cap, a windbreaker, and sunglasses. Around his neck, on a piece of string, is a camera lens. Although he shows all the signs of a man who has not had enough sleep, he is, at the moment, as content as he's ever been. He checks his pocket watch. After a moment, Charlie enters. She's in her early 40s and is inappropriately dressed in a jacket and tie. Mud has begun to cake to her shoes in the bottom of her slacks. She is out of breath.
Robert, what are you doing? He's up here!
This is perfect. Did you know that?
Sylvia, he's up here!
This is a perfect shot.
Robert,
This is an Academy Award winning shot.
Robert, what are you doing up here?
Looking at my Academy Award winning shot.
They give Academy Awards for movies, Robert, not shorts. And if they gave Academy Awards for shorts, it's a pretty good bet that the short would actually have to be down on film. It's not like we can invite the members of the Academy out here to the location and say, look at the shot. Am I making sense? Robert, we have 4 minutes to sunset.
4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh good, sorry, I don't know. Let's go square dancing.
Don't bug me, Charlie. I am happy right now. I'm trying to make believe you're not here right now.
Robert, Bobby, Lindstrom and Sachs were serious. They were dead serious. I know what I'm talking about. There's no more money. There is no more money. There was no more money 2 weeks ago when you were 3 weeks behind and 6.5 million over. There was no money then. There's now officially no more money. I don't like being an asshole, but it's my job. I'm the production manager. I'm here to see that things run on schedule and at budget.
3 weeks behind and 6.5 million over, huh?
That's right.
You have been doing a good job, Charlie.
The final shot, Robert. One shot. And then the crew, the cast, the 694 extras, the cameras, the lights, the food, the trailers, they all go home.
We are gonna go home, Charlie. It's under control. Trust me.
You've said that before.
I was lying.
There's no retake here. You understand that, don't you? We can't ask the sun to come back and set again because we screwed up the first time.
We can't?
No.
What if we ask nicely?
God damn it.
What if we call the sun's agent?
I'm not fucking around.
Neither am I. Call William Morris. Find out who handles the sun. Say, we need a little favor. Say there's the possibility that we might have to retake a shot. And in the event that we do, is there any chance the sun would be willing to come back up and set again? I mean, you know, we will owe him one.
3.5 minutes, Robert. Don't you think you should be down with the crew?
The crew knows what to do.
How the hell do you know?
Because we have been rehearsing for the past 6 hours. Because, despite the fact that this is my first film, a fact that you have seen fit to remind me of 4 times a day since pre-production, despite that fact, I am not an idiot. Because whether you know it or not, and I suspect you don't, this is the most important shot in the movie, and I have no intention of screwing it up. Because I have left absolutely no room for human error, Charlie. At 7:37, the sun will begin to set. At 7:37, the cameras will roll. 3 of them. 2 Panaflex 880s and an Arri BL. There is film in the cameras and the focus is full. I've checked them all 6 times. There are security guards posted by the cameras at the foot of the hill. And there are 26 kids out of UCLA with walkie-talkies in their hands, posted around the perimeter of the shot. 11 minutes and 30 seconds. The cameras will roll for 11 minutes and 30 seconds. And during that 11 minutes and 30 seconds period, our 694 extras, already costumed and approved in their uniforms, will, in a slow, trickling, symphonically theatrical stream, trot the 4,560-foot diagonal from the ridge of those trees, down past the blue flag and out of camera range. Road credits. 6 hours to be rehearsed, Charlie. You should have been here. I ran them, and I ran them, and I ran them. And they got it right the first time. Craig is on the deck. He will be calling it. And when he does, there isn't a man, woman, or child who doesn't know what they're supposed to do. So I staked out this hill. And Jeff's gonna join me. And together, we are going to watch art being made.
They're serious, Robert. This is it. Whatever you've got goes in the can, and if it's not releasable, they'll eat it. I swear they can afford it.
I thought you said there was no more money.
Not for this. Not for a movie about disillusioned Marines in Guam playing war games that everyone in the industry knows is not going to make doodah at the box office.
If they didn't like the movie, why did they make the movie?
How did they know? They liked your plays.
They weren't my plays. They were Jeff's plays.
Your plays, Jeff's plays, who gives a shit?
Jeff probably? Jeff's mom.
They went to New York. They went to the theatre. They saw a play. You directed, Jeff wrote it. They said, you guys want to make a movie? Here's some money. They gave you money, a crew, equipment, actors.
Actors?
You have a problem with the actors?
No, ma'am.
These actors were pussycats, Robert. Let me tell you, these actors were dolls.
The actors never liked me, Charlie.
The actors loved you. You couldn't remember their names. You didn't like the actors.
That's right. I forgot.
And I'm asking you, did you have a problem with these actors? Did you have one attitude case? One star trip? One prima donna? Can you tell me that they were really a problem?
No, they were not a problem. Talentless and vacuous? Sure. Vapid, facile, a little insipid. Good looking though. Some of the best looking actors I've ever seen, I swear. But no, they weren't hard to get along with.
I'm sorry, my friend, but there is a limit to what could be done with the material.
Jeff worked very hard on the screenplay.
Yeah? Well, it's lousy. It's full of Yale Drama Crap. He should have stayed in church basements in Soho, where if the audience doesn't understand what the fuck is going on, they give him a plate. I've got news for you. Welcome to the movies. If the audience doesn't understand what the fuck is going on, they leave and they tell their friends and they don't rent the video cassette. And we lose the European market. And there's no sequel and there's no ancillary sales. And if you think I'm some kind of mercantile, anti-artist studio puppet who only sees dollars and cents, you're right. But that's my job. And all I have to say is that if you expect to be handed $17 million to make a movie, with another $10 million to promote it, you better be pretty damn sure that someone in Des Moines is going to buy a ticket. You have 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Charlie! Great! I have a question for you. Those people down there with the walkie-talkies, they work for us?
Yes.
Good. I've fallen in love with one of them. I don't know her name, but she's got red hair and she's wearing blue pants and a white sweatshirt. If you could casually mention some impressive things about me to her, I would genuinely appreciate it. I'll jot some down.
Charlie is in a bad mood, Jeff.
Why?
She thinks that I've spent too much time and too much money making a movie about disillusioned Marines in Guam. And she thinks that her screenplay is full of Yale Drama Crap. And she also thinks that no one in Des Moines is gonna buy a ticket.
I'm not sure I'd say the Marines are disillusioned.
I'm going back down to the deck. You have 2 minutes.
Charlie! This is important to me. Red hair, blue pants, white sweatshirt. Tell her I have a reputation. Champagne?
Alright.
Bob, we're at standby.
How's it look?
No problems.
It's your call.
I wanted to thank you for this.
Thank me? For what?
Well, for giving me control like this, for letting me call a shot. It really means a lot to me.
You have done a real good job. I mean that. Nothing to thank me for.
It's just that I was a production assistant for 4 years, and all I've ever really gotten to do was organize background.
I am sure can handle it, Craig.
And I wanted to express my appreciation for your confidence in me, Bob.
Don't mention it.
It's just that I wanted you to know that you're the first person who's ever really considered that I might have, some sort of personal career goals beyond being an AD.
Craig?
Uh-huh.
I hate to seem cold right now. Cause I can tell you're opening up a little to me. And I think that's great. But you're planning on going band onto the deck and call the shot, aren't you?
Sure.
I mean, you understand that the cameras are not gonna roll unless you call action. You understand that, don't you?
I'm not stupid, Bob.
No, of course not. I just wasn't sure whether or not you realized that we were inside 2 minutes.
Yeah. 135.
I need help, Jeff.
Craig, Bobby wants you to go down to the deck right now. He wants you to go down there because you have an extremely important job to do. And he wants to be sure that you do it as well as he knows you're able.
Well, that's what I was just saying to Bob. That I'm grateful to be given this responsibility. And that I genuinely appreciate Bob's confidence in my ability to...
Get out on the deck! Right now! Or I will go down and call the shot myself. And you will direct traffic the rest of your life.
Thank you, Bob. I mean it.
He's sweet.
Yeah, and very quick.
Yeah.
Why are you letting him call the shot?
Craig can call the play-by-play of the Yankees game. For all the difference it will make. The cameras have been rolling for the last 10 minutes.
You're kidding me.
In a minute 45, Hillary will radio Michael, who is standing by the ridge. And Michael will cue the Marines.
You've been letting the cameras roll for 10 minutes?
Craig will never know. What's the harm? He can go home and tell people he called the final shot of the film. And they will have sex with him.
Bobby, 3 cameras rolling for 10 minutes. And now they're gonna roll for another 11 and a half? At $1,000 a foot per camera.
You sound like Charlie. Chef, it's not your money.
It's somebody's money and it's being spent irresponsibly.
I want this shot.
You'll get this shot.
I'm just making sure.
You're becoming obsessive.
If not now, when, Jeff? Do you know how many people get to cut this movie before I do? About the same number get to cut it after I do. The unit caterer has more artistic control over this project than I have been given. Well, fuck it, Jeff. I am getting this shot. I have created a picture here. I have communicated with an image. I have communicated an idea, an emotion, my idea. And I've done it as succinctly as a well-written sentence and as powerfully as a symphony. The rest of this film may end up looking like Beaver Goes to War. But this shot, this image, is gonna work.
Good luck.
45 seconds.
Who's Hillary?
Red hair, blue pants, white sweatshirt.
Hillary.
35 seconds. 35 seconds till my dream comes true. How many times can you say that, Jeff?
You mean, how many times can I say it really fast? I've never been good at that.
Please, God. Please. Please be perfect, God. Just nice and slow and easy, God. No mistakes. I am not asking any special favors of you, God. I'm not asking you to interfere. I've got all the bases covered, God. Now please, just let me have this. God, for the next 11.5 minutes, just make the sun go down behind that hill and then mind your own business.
Bobby!
Action. Oh, yeah. Oh my. This is for my children, Jeff. This is for my little daughter. This is for Jennifer who will watch it with her friends and say, my daddy did that. This one is for my unborn son who will look at it and say, I want to be just like my dad. This isn't for the actors, Jeff. This isn't for Lindstrom and Sachs. This isn't even for you. This one's for me. Look at it, Jeff. Look at it.
I'm looking.
Yeah, but are you seeing it?
I think so. I'm looking at it.
Try and see it. Put a frame around it and see the picture.
Yeah.
Are you looking at it?
I'm seeing it, Bobby.
Communicating an idea, causing emotions. No words, no sounds, no paints, no brushes. Just 1,200 acres of land in central New York and 694 extras. Jogging down a hill. 3, 4, 6 at a time. And a perfect sunset. I don't think that I've ever been more fulfilled than I'm right now.
You don't happen to know if Hillary's married or anything, do you?
Jeff?
Sorry.
Jesus.
I was looking.
You know, when you've written a scene and you're excited about it, I like to think that I'm pretty supportive. I like to think, when you've created something that pleases you, I share your enthusiasm, whether it's genuine or not.
Whether it's genuine or not?
Yes, Jeff. I'm not always as bowled over by dramaturgy as I perhaps have sometimes led you to believe on occasion. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm your friend and I'm an artist. And I know how important it is to have an inspiration or whatever, What?
Not sure?
Yeah.
Whether it's genuine or not?
Yes. I encourage you. I support you. I celebrate with you.
Except that, in addition to being my friend and being an artist, you've also directed the last 3 plays that I have written. You've been the director, Bobby, and as the director, I depend upon your skilled, trained, experienced, and objective eye to guide me through a very crucial polishing and a focusing process, prior to and during the rehearsal period. I appreciate the gesture, but in the future, I'd like it. And I think you'll find in the long run that it will be more valuable and rewarding if you told me exactly what you thought of my work.
I think your work has a tendency to be long-winded and cynical. I think you have difficulty handling exposition. I think you take forever to introduce the inciting action. And I think your female characters, Jeff, they just talk and behave as if they just stepped off of the love boat.
I said in the future, Bobby. In the future, I'd like you to be honest and specific about problems you might have with my work, so that I may reasonably ascertain whether I should heed your suggestions or seek another director. In the future, Bob, not while I'm watching. Sorry, seeing this communication of emotion. And let me just say that while I give you full credit for creating this, the final scene of the picture, without sounds, without paints, without brushes, but for the 127 pages of dialogue which precedes your creation, this would be a scene about a bunch of guys running down a hill for 11.5 minutes.
So far, so good.
Doing a great job, Craig. Everything looks perfect.
Everything's going smooth as can be, Bob.
Love to hear it. How's the timing?
The starting pace was about 10 seconds fast. I called up to Michael and we straightened it out.
What did you tell him?
I told him to have the Marines slow down a little.
Good call, Craig. You did the right thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I am glad I have you down there. Down on the deck.
No, I mean it. I know you've got a lot on your mind right now, and that I mean, you could use some, you're really tired, but I just think it's nice that you took the time and had the inclination to, say that.
Craig, I need you on the deck.
I just came up to tell you that everything was going fine.
And I appreciate that. But I can see that everything is fine from right here. I can see everything from here. That's why I am here. If all 3 cameras burst into flames at once, I will know the moment that you know.
Maybe even sooner.
The thing that I can't do from up here is get timings from Hillary and relay instructions to Michael.
You want me to rig you up with a walkie-talkie?
I want you to... Jeff?
I don't know, Bobby. Why don't you try communicating an emotion to Craig with an image? You don't need words. Long-winded, cynical, clumsily expository, sexist, soap operatic words.
Bob, I'm gonna get back down to the deck. I'll check the timings.
Thank you. Jeff, I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I just made that all up. I'm sorry. It was nasty and inappropriate. Jeff, we are coming up to the real meat of the sunset, and I'd just like to watch it. Jeff, just let me live this next 10 minutes with your blessing and your forgiveness. And then we can fight if you want. I will do whatever you want. I will tell Hillary you have got a 3-picture deal at Warner's. Please, shake hands with me and watch my scene.
Bobby?
Jeff?
3 cows have walked into the shot.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
3 cows have walked into the shot.
There are cows in the shot.
3.
3 cows are in the shot.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
3 cows are grazing in the middle of the shot.
My God. The fuck is happening? You are in the shot. Get out of the shot. Cows, get the hell out of the shot. Before I even begin to try and solve this problem, I want you to tell me, Jeff. You wrote the screenplay, you did research, you did months of research, you write books. Tell me, are there cows in Guam?
Not on marine bases.
Fuck! Never.
No, never. There are no cows on marine bases. Anywhere. Guam, Nicaragua, Berlin. There are no cows.
Don't tell me there are no cows. There are 3 cows standing in the middle of the shot.
That's because we're 10 miles outside of Schenectady on a farm. We're only pretending we're on a marine base. The cows aren't screwing around. They're on the farm. Bobby, it's okay. Just have some guys run out there and kinda shoo away the cows.
Shoo away the cows?
Yeah. Get a couple of guys to run out there and start to herd them off to the left.
Chef, an entire marine infantry unit is running towards them with machine guns. They are not moving anywhere.
It's cause they're all running past them. The cows probably can't even see them. Send some people out to run right towards them and herd them off that way to the left. You can edit this stuff out and the scene will be 9 minutes instead of 11 minutes. Bobby, it's the only thing to do.
Those cows have got to be 3/4 of a mile away. We have got 8 minutes left. Do you know how long it's going to take to get a film crew to run 3/4 of a mile uphill, clear the cows from the shot, and then clear themselves from the shot? What the fuck are they doing there?
It looks like they're eating.
Oh, good. And on this 1200-acre farm in the middle of nowhere, it was important that these cows eat that particular spot of grass. And I'm sure that it was very important that they eat right now. I'm sure that they have many appointments later in the evening, leaving them no choice but to grab a quick bite during this particular 11-minute period.
Bobby, 3 cows have walked into the shot. I think it's pretty noticeable.
Oh, what makes you say that, Craig? What makes you say it's noticeable?
Well, everybody noticed.
Jeff,
Listen to me. Just sit tight.
the sun is setting, Jeff. Seemingly faster than it's ever set before.
You might be able to salvage enough ending footage and then fudge around with the continuity on the sunset.
If the cows move, if they decide to move back out of the shot,
Right.
and if they don't,
You're screwed.
what's going on, God? Why are you doing this to me? Please move the cows, God. Move them over 75 yards to the left, God. What's the big deal? I am not kidding. I'm really at a complete... I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Are you... Wait. What are they doing? They are bobbing their heads or something. What does that mean? Do you think that means they are ready to leave? Does it seem to you that they are ready to leave?
I'm not a livestock psychologist, Rob. I don't know if the cows seem ready to leave.
I think they're about ready to leave.
Oh, Craig, on the other hand, has a very strong sense that the cows will be leaving soon.
Would you look at those guys? Just trotting by these cows like they weren't there. Doing it exactly the way we did it in rehearsal. You would sort of think that one of them would say to himself, I'm an actor and I'm supposed to be imitating life. Right now, I'm playing a marine. On my way back to the barracks, there's a cow. If I were a marine, I'd probably think it was somewhat out of the ordinary to see a cow on my way back to my barracks. I should use what's around me. I should use what's really happening, both externally and internally. You might think one of those cows would somehow acknowledge the fact that they're running past 3 cows on the way down the hill.
Should I call Michael?
Please,
What should I tell him?
tell him to tell whoever is left up there that the scene now includes 3 cows. Tell him to tell whoever is left that there's no point ignoring these cows. It only makes us look stupid.
I left my walkie-talkie down on the deck.
Go. Hold it. Don't bother. The extras have discovered the cows. They are acting with the cows. The extras are doing bits of business with the cows. I fucking hate those cows. You know what I think? I think that it's not nearly as big a problem as we think it is.
Truly, Robert, that's the attitude you gotta have.
Cause you know why? Cause I don't think anyone in the audience is gonna notice. I mean, sure, they are gonna notice. They're gonna see these 3 cows in silhouette against the sunset, while 694 Marines file back to their barracks after having spent the most difficult day of their lives engaged in a war game. Sure, the audience is gonna see these cows. But I don't think they're gonna find that strange.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Why should they? They are just cows. Everybody's seen cows. What's the big scream? They are cows.
On a marine compound. In Guam.
You think people are gonna pick that out?
I hope so. I mean, if they've just sat through a 2-hour movie and they don't know that it took place on a marine compound in Guam, hell, I think we can put Rocky and Bullwinkle out there and it won't make a difference.
I don't know. Call it instinct. I don't think people are gonna find that strange.
I find it a little strange. You find it strange.
I find it strange.
Oh, Craig finds it strange. You wanna talk about playing to the lowest common denominator, huh?
You find it strange?
Pretty strange, yeah.
I want you to call onto the deck. Talk to Hillary. Get one of the policemen. One of the Schenectady police guys. Are they still around?
Yeah.
Good. I want you to radio it onto the deck. Tell Hillary to have the policemen shoot the cows.
Bobby! Craig! Stop! Bobby! You can't tell the police to shoot the cows!
Why not?
Why not? For about 10 different reasons.
I don't have time for 10. Give me one.
You can't kill cows to make a movie, Robert.
We kill cows to make hamburgers. Why can't I kill cows to make a movie? What's the difference?
What's the difference between food and a movie? Are you serious?
They don't have to kill the cows. They don't have to shoot to kill. Just drop them. Wound them for crying out loud. I'm running out of time.
Bobby, allow me a very quick hypothetical. Let's assume for a moment that Schenectady police officers carry pistols that can fire 3/4 of a mile, and that the officers are accurate at that range so as to be able to wound and not kill a cow. Fast forward a year. Don't you think? Now come on. Don't you think that even the people who don't find it a little strange that 3 cows have wandered into Guam are gonna be a little perplexed when the cows, for no apparent reason, fall down to the ground?
You're right.
I know.
You're 100% right.
So just relax. The cows will leave, you'll salvage some footage. The scene was too long anyway.
I've been looking at this all wrong. Look at the cows. What do they look like to you?
The cows?
Yeah.
They look like cows.
Besides cows. What do they look like besides cows?
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm saying, look at the cows and tell me what you think they look like other than cows.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm drawing a blank. I'm looking at the cows and the only thing leaping out at me is that they look like cows.
Don't you think they look a little like tanks?
Tanks?
Tanks! Sherman tanks. Don't you think they look a little, in a way, off in the distance there in silhouette? Like tanks.
No.
What do you think they look like?
I think they look like cows.
Forget about the cows. Cows aren't an option. You can't choose cows. They are not cows.
But they are cows. And they look like cows, which only makes sense because they are cows.
I'm asking you to use your imagination, Chef. I'm asking you to, for once in your life, be emotional and not intellectual. I'm asking you to pretend, to reach back in your mind's eye and tell me what you see, other than cows, when you look at those cows.
Oh, you want me to be emotional and not intellectual?
Please, once, for me.
I see love, Rob. I see children playing freeze tag in a sunny meadow. I see Fifth Avenue at Christmas time. I see a rainy Sunday afternoon by the fireplace. I see a man at peace with himself.
Really? Kids playing freeze tag?
I see cows, Bobby!
You don't think they look like Sherman tanks?
Rob, you're out of control.
I'm in complete control. I know what I'm saying. I can make this work. If you listen to me, if you squint your eyes a little and kind of blur things up, you see, I swear they look like tanks. And no one's gonna think that's strange, right? I mean, tanks on a marine base, okay? You don't think I'm right.
No.
Why?
Because I think that when the ushers in the theater instruct the audience to squint their eyes a little bit, some of the audience are gonna hold out. I think that some people in the audience will, just for curiosity's sake, not squint their eyes a little. I think it's even possible that some of the critics will not squint their eyes a little. And those people, the people who chose not to play along, will think the Sherman tanks look like cows. And they'll be right.
I'm not saying tell your audience to squint, Chef. I'm not saying we have to have a guy go around the country shouting in dark movie theaters that the people should squint now.
What are you saying?
We have footage of tanks. I mean, we already have the footage. We have feet and feet of footage of tanks. I just keep jump cutting for half a second at a time to these shots of tanks every couple of minutes, all the way through. Just keep jump cutting to tanks, 3, 4 frames a shot. They will be subliminally convinced that they're looking at tanks.
Rob!
They will be subliminally convinced!
Because you showed them tanks every once in a while, they're gonna think those cows are tanks?
Yes!
Who do you think your audience is?
Idiots, Chef! idiots. I think the vast majority are lazy, stupid idiots who I believe can be convinced by a clever director with enough footage at his disposal that these three cows are in fact Sherman tanks.
Well, you're wrong. The only person who thinks those cows are anything but cows is you.
Craig, what do the cows look like to you?
Those cows?
No, not those cows, Craig. Other cows. Those cows?
I just didn't understand the question.
What do those cows look like to you? Those cows out there in the middle of the shot?
It's funny. I was just thinking with the way they're sort of bobbing up and down while they eat.
Yeah. What,
And because
Craig?
you can really only make them out in shadow, I was thinking
Craig?
that they look like boats.
Boats.
Yeah, boats tied to a mooring, bobbing at their mooring.
Do either of you have any sense of size? Do either of you have any sense of shape and proportion? Do either of you understand that a boat and a tank and a cow are three different things? Or is it like anything that can move is just sort of lumped into one big pile?
No. But we are filmmakers and we don't lock ourselves into conventional notions and labels. We give ourselves the freedom to explore and communicate our own surroundings. And we don't file the world around us into little shoe boxes and label them black and white.
Those are cows, Bobby.
How do you know? Craig says they are boats.
I said they looked like boats.
They look like cows. They walk like cows. They eat like cows. They're cows. Accept that fact. I wouldn't lie to you about something like this. Boats float and tanks have guns and cows are standing right there. And they're noticeable. You can squint from now till Tuesday and they'll be cows. And I think they're the best thing in the movie.
You're right. You're right. They are cows.
What?
They are cows. There's really no way of getting around that. I thought there might be, but there isn't. They are cows. They will have to stay cows. So fine. There are three cows standing in the last shot of the picture. What did I mean by that? What was I trying to say, I wonder? I need to examine this. What are cows? What are cows? Cows are cows. What do cows do? Cows give milk. Milk is life. Wait, is milk life? No, not really. Milk is milk. But it's also life in a way. Sure. Milk. Mother's milk. The milk of life. Young, disillusioned Marines. Young, disillusioned Marines? What? Sucking the milk of life? The last drops of the milk of life, right? Sunset. Endings. The last drops. Young, disillusioned Marines sucking the last drops of life from cows because their mothers aren't there with them in Guam. What am I saying?
Bob,
Wrap it, Craig.
you sure?
Wrap it. I will be down in a minute. I'd just like a minute before I go down there.
We still have about 90 seconds.
Don't waste film. Just cut it and let's go home.
Sure.
Go ahead. Say it.
Say what?
Tell me how I never had control on this movie. Tell me about how I got ahead of myself. Tell me about how I got all dreamy and lofty and master filmmaker and Paul genius, and it all came crashing down around me. And it's all capsulized. Every one of my screw-ups, every one of my failed shots at the moon, they are all capsulized in this 11 minutes. Which I would say will be coming soon to a theatre near you. Except that I'm only a little luckier than that. Lindstrom and Sachs are gonna burn the negative. Go ahead. Say it, Jeff.
I'm sorry. What am I supposed to say again?
Thank you, Jeff. Your compassion and sensitivity are moving me in a way I don't know what to do.
Drop.
No. Go ahead. I'm serious, really. Have a little fun at my expense, Jeff.
Rob, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say, let's go home, Rob. I was gonna say that the only reason why this movie sucks, and it really does bite, Rob, is that you had nothing to do with it. You were never in control, and neither was I. They made us change things. We didn't even know why. We just did it. They'd ask for a scene in bed. I'd write a scene in bed. And it wasn't Rob. It wouldn't even be germane. They surrounded you with... Did you hire one of those people yourself? You didn't make this movie, Rob. Lindstrom and Sachs did. They wrote it too. I typed it. That's what I did. 3 months ago, we were laughing about this, Bobby. You had a sense of humor about it. Come on. It's a bad movie, that's all. And it's not your fault. It's just a movie. A child hasn't died, Bobby.
I wish you wouldn't do that.
Do what?
Talk about every problem in the world, related to the worst problem in the world. Just because one thing isn't as bad as something else, it doesn't make it good. It doesn't become alright. The town of Beaumont, Texas is flattened by a tornado. But what's the problem? A nuclear weapon didn't explode? That's a bad habit, Jeff.
Not when we're just talking about a movie.
That's not the point.
What's the point?
The point is that Lindstrom and Sachs might just release the movie.
So what?
My name's on it! What is the matter with you? In New York, you spend half an hour wondering whether or not to change a comma. You don't sleep when we are doing a play. We have to put you in a hospital after the opening. Why don't you give a damn now?
Because I take no pride whatsoever in this piece of work. Because this piece of work was mandated beyond my ability or interest in repairing it. My force is beyond my ability or interest to reason with. But they were paying me a lot of money, so what the hell?
Jeff, this isn't supposed to be a hobby. This isn't a weekend tennis match. This is supposed to be our lives. This is supposed to be what keeps us going. And you just sit there like, win some, you lose some.
That's right. But it's not my life. And it's not yours. It's what we do for a living. And we're really good at it. And it's what we like working at more than anything else. Your life is Nancy and Jennifer. And the Knicks and the boat and your dad and the tomatoes. My life is Hillary. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. But the point is that it's really just a movie, Robert.
I understand what you're saying.
But?
Look, okay, you're right. This isn't the biggest tragedy in the world, but it's at least as bad. I mean, wouldn't you have to say that it's on a par with like my boat sinking? I mean, don't you think that if I called you and said, Chef, I just went down to go sailing, and I looked in the water and saw that overnight my boat, on which I spent many wonderful hours with my wife and daughter, enjoying the pleasure of the outdoors, and upon which I spent many invaluable hours alone, along with the soothing company of the sea, and into which I've put my heart, muscle, and soul, has sunk beyond retrieval. You would express sympathy?
Yes. If your boat sank, I'd say I was sorry.
And you don't think that this, although certainly not a tragedy on the scale of, say, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, is at least as bad as my boat sinking?
Does the boat have passengers?
No, just the boat. A $45,000 boat that I haven't finished paying for yet, that I named after my first dog.
Yes. I think they are equally bad. I'm sorry your movie has cows in it.
Thank you.
I am sorry.
Then help me.
How?
Give me some Yale Drama Crap.
What?
I need an explanation. I need an explanation for the cows.
An explanation.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Why do I need an explanation?
Yeah.
Because I asked God for a favor, and He wasn't listening. Now I'm asking you. I'm asking you for an explanation for the cows. Something good. Something real.
Something real? Like actors playing trained marines, making sure their hair is in place before the cameras roll? Like war and death and killing being reduced to a series of wacky, zany scenes so that somehow it'll be palatable to the 16 to 21 audience. You know, Bobby, after a year of this, I think it takes a certain amount of arrogance to assume that when three cows walk half a mile into the last scene of the movie, God wasn't listening.
You don't believe in God.
No, I don't. And I don't believe in movies. I believe in cows. There's some Yale Drama Crap for you. Bobby, what's this scene about?
No, you're right. Let's go home.
Listen to me. What's this scene about?
I give up.
No, you're gonna like this. What is this scene about?
It's supposed to be about the end of the day, the end of the game.
Yeah, but it's not anymore. What's it about now?
It's about three cows.
No, it's not. What is it about?
It's about the incongruity of.
No.
It's about. Wait, the difference, the contrast in.
No.
Yes. How can you really, to a certain degree, juxtapose?
Bobby,
Jeff, I'm saying what we are seeing is.
what was going on in the scene? Really? What was actually going on in the scene?
Marines were running down a hill.
Who?
Marines.
Who were they really?
Really?
Yes,
They were extras.
they were actors in
A movie.
when all of a sudden
Three cows walked into the most important shot.
of
The movie.
which is about
Disillusioned Marines in Guam.
a subject to which we did a
Disservice.
what kind of disservice?
A great disservice.
Okay, now, what's the scene about? Really? Not the Marines, not the sunset. What was really happening?
A movie shot was being destroyed.
And if you don't think that's an appropriate ending for this picture, you don't know Yale Drama Crap when it comes up and bites you in the ass.
It's a scene about a movie shot getting destroyed.
I truly could not have written it better if I had 100 years.
The scene is about a movie shot being ruined by three cows.
Yes, it is. And you are the boldest director since Wallace.
A bad film, which began as a good film, about a group of Marines who joined the Corps with an idealized, one might even say Hollywoodized, image of the Marines, but whose fantasies come crushing down around them, is ending with three cows walking into the last shot of the film itself.
And you're telling me God doesn't hang around upstate New York?
Robert, the buses are leaving.
I'm coming.
Those cows are a pain in the ass, huh? What the hell? We just mat them out when we cut it. Hell of a sight though.
Mat them out?
Yeah, takes half a day.
Mat out the cows?
Yeah, you talk to Leonard next week.
Why would I want to mat out the cows?
What?
I rehearsed those cows. I auditioned over 400 cows. Those were my favorites. They were my first choice. You gotta admit, the camera loves them, Charlie.
You planned those cows.
Can you believe her? Charlie, don't you understand?
You mean
The scene. The scene. It's the whole statement of the picture.
cows?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about. Sure, I thought you were talking about something else. I liked it. I really did. The buses are heading back.
I'm right behind you.
I think it's gonna work.
You ready to go?
Hang on. Now? They are leaving. Thank you. That's a wrap.